China's growing interest in Africa, especially in its natural resources, has been well documented, with growing investments in the continent. But whether this is a benefit or a curse for Africa is becoming a hotly contested issue. As one economist says, it's complicated.
The governor of Nigeria's central bank, Lamido Sanusi, has warned that Africa must, quote, remove the rose-tinted glasses through which it views China. In this Financial Times article, Sanusi says the relationship is no longer that of two peers in the developing world. Instead, it is one of an imperialist power exploiting a weaker economy. Sanusi then criticized the Chinese regime for hampering Africa's industrialization and development. Mike Morris is the Director of Policy Research in International Services and Manufacturing at Cape Town University. He says African nations need to have a united approach towards China to balance the relationship.
China has a policy and a strategy for Africa. Africa as a whole doesn't have one for China. In other words, what that means is that China can deal with 52 countries with the same policy and strategy. The African countries are all trying to cut a bilateral deal amongst them, between themselves, and cut the next country out, and not able to stand together in one forum as one voice, and that would be to the best of their advantage.
Sanusi warns against Africa seeing China as its savior or the source of its own problems. Like other major economies, he says, China is there for its own gain. China's taking of raw materials from Africa and sending back Chinese manufactured goods has created problems. While China has helped to build African infrastructure, Sanusi says it's not developing Africa's human capital. Most observers agree that China's interest in Africa lies in its natural resources. African conservation expert Philip Maruthi welcomes China's presence, but wants its development there to be sustainable.
Contribute to conservation in Africa, and we will become very happy about the integration of Chinese. We appreciate that China has a very great role to do in Africa in development. That is appreciated, but we would like respect for those resources.
Sanusi also does not advocate severing the relationship entirely. He wants African countries to engage China for mutual benefit that helps the local economy and the development of human resources.